Christopher, yesterday, Stakeholder Gold put out some significant news, specifically about the size for Skye Zone. Can you tell us all about this, please?
Yeah, the news related to Skye Zone and the Skye Gold Zone and the Loki Copper Zone, and our excitement derives from the size potential for both targets. Skye Zone we talked about last year, 1.9 kilometers and 1.3 kilometers open to the southwest, two separate subparallel zones, which we can now see from magnetics and understand clearly the structural features for. And this Loki Copper Zone identified in first with a ridge and spur sample, then in a regional map as a clear intrusive structure, and now with 2.3 kilometers of strike and 500 meters of width. It looks very much like a porphyry, a copper porphyry on the Loki copper target. So the outstanding feature of excitement for us is size potential for both gold and separately copper on Ballarat today.
Well, you just hit my next point, which is the copper anomaly at the Loki Zone. How does this compare to previous findings, Christopher?
It's been a gold property. We've known that. We hit copper last year in a ridge and spur for the first time. As I looked at it, we saw a regional map very quickly that conveyed information that had been compiled 10, 15 years earlier. Could see that copper anomaly was in the center of a large intrusive structure, clearly evidenced in the regional map. So then it became of interest for us to follow up there, which we did this year. We ran a grid over it all and had high spikes of copper in the soil program, exactly where we'd expect them, above that intrusive structure. And so it's substantial, looks large, 2.3 kilometers strike length, 500 meters width, and copper anomalous. So with silver, some silver and gold. And it's like part of the Carmax copper trend. It looks like the Minto Copper Suite, and so exciting porphyry kind of intrusive target there.
And that was my next question. How does this anomaly in the Loki Zone actually compare to the Minto mine?
Minto mine, they mined for 14 years. I think they extracted 500 million pounds of copper. It has silver and gold credits. So this looks like the same rock type, same basic anomalous copper with some marginally anomalous silver and gold. So we're anxious to drill it. It's clear and intrusive structure. With a porphyry, you'll be able to tell pretty quickly with a couple drill holes. What you're looking at, because there's consistency across a porphyry. It's a little bit different than drilling for gold. So all the evidence is pretty clear. It looks like a significant porphyry intrusive there. It starts about 1.5 kilometers east of the road. It's 2.3 kilometers strike length, north to south, and 500 meters wide. So we'll definitely be drilling it next year. Yeah.
You just mentioned the Gateway Road. How will that infrastructure impact stakeholders' future exploration plans?
The only place where it impacts perhaps is the east zone. Now the Skye Zone is also the large gold target now, evidenced for in aggregate more than 3 kilometers of strike length and 2 subparallel gold anomalies. But the east of that by 2 kilometers, 1.5 kilometers is the east zone. That's kind of located where they proposed the route. So given that we've been able to identify structural trends with the magnetic surveys, we're thinking that eastern zone, could have some legs to it also, and that could impact ultimately, what happens with that road. It would be possible and easy from our assessment to migrate the road, 1.5 kilometers to the east. But that would mean that this Skye Zone that we're talking about is very extensive indeed. So that's really the place where it's impacted. Where it's on the copper on the south, 7 kilometers to the south, we have the copper. The copper begins about 1 kilometer, over 1.5 kilometers to the east of where the road is proposed. So first of all, it won't impact any of the exploration we're doing now on these targets. But as the targets unfold and develop, the east zone gold in the north, could prospectively impact the routing of that road.
So, Christopher, for those of you out there going, "Hey, this sounds like a really amazing project," you're basically situated near Newmont's Coffee Gold and Western Copper and Gold's Casino project. How do you view stakeholders' positioning within the White Gold District?
Look, it's superb positioning. It's in the center, and it's because our claim position results from the staking rush in 2006. Sean Ryan staked most of the white gold, and his only real competitor, Mark Fekete, staked the ground that's stakeholder today. So to the south of us is Newmont on coffee. To the north and east is white gold supported by Nico Eagle, and with Kinross as a significant shareholder. And then with Casino, there's 25 million invested in Casino, each by Rio Tinto and Mitsubishi.
Just prior to this interview, Christopher, I actually had an analyst call me and ask me, "Hey, ask Christopher from Stakeholder Gold, what should we expect for your news releases coming up?"
Okay, we're going to put some more good news about Brazil. It's a nice business developing for us down there. They're generating cash and increasing again. We have more quarries coming online. We'll also do interpretation, VLF interpretation. It's going to show the Skye Zone width, and that's very interesting. Certainly as it compares to Golden Saddle. So that's interesting. And then we're going to get drill permits and announce that, because these targets are ready for some confirmation drilling next year. And I think 2025, we're going to be able to begin to prove two very significant new separate independent discoveries in the white gold, one for gold on the Skye Zone, Skye Gold Zone, and one for copper in our Loki Copper Zone target.
Christopher, as always, it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for the update on Stakeholder Gold. Congratulations on your most recent news. And for everybody out there seeking more information, please go to the Stakeholder Gold website. Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Tracy.